guys, welcome to my first video. And today we're going to be discussing why BOOKTOK fucking sucks. It sucks. I hate it. First reason, most of the books on BOOKTOK suck. I'm sorry, they legit suck. Now, when I first started reading physical books, I did what unfortunately a bunch more unfortunate souls decided to do, and I went on BOOKTOK. And there I found
Colleen Hoover.
Don't you guys love Colleen Hoover? And you want to know the book I started with?
It ends with us.
I started with It Ends With Us, guys. Is that such a great introduction to physical books? Isn't that so amazing? Okay, her name is Lily Blossom Bloom. And you want to know what she does? She opens a flower shop. I don't have the physical book. I don't have physical book, but all I know is the main guy had some fuck ass name that was so stupid. It genuinely just, why? So they meet, I believe, when he was completely crashing out on some random rooftop and smoking weed. First, beep, beep, red
flag.
And then they had this whole scene where they told each other naked truths. And she basically admitted to the stranger that she had fun time with a homeless man. And that's how she lost her virginity. Okay, queen. Pop off, I guess. And then he said his naked truth. And he's like, I really want to have play patty cake. And she's like, I'm not a one night stand type of girl. And then they had this really weird scene where he like pinned her to like a beach thing or something and then took pictures of her chest. Reference that they had this conversation right after her dad's funeral. Fast forwarding, a bunch of irrelevant shit happens. She opens her flower shop, runs into Broski again sometime later, and then they have this weird scene where he like plays with her foot for whatever fucking reason. And then, oh yeah, she hurt her foot. She broke her foot. She sprained it or something. And then he's like, are you okay? Caresses your feet. Fixes your feet. That's not romantic. That's fucking weird. Someone probably read that and was like, oh my god, when he plays with my feet. Anyway, I digress. And more time goes by. They end up semi coming together after he proceeds to hunt her down, searching each and every single one of the apartment complexes she lives in for her. Searching every single apartment complex for her. And then when he finally finds her, he's like, please give me some coochie. I can't stop thinking about it, please. And then she's like, all right. And then he proceeds to fall asleep. More time goes by. I think they start dating or something. They start, at least in the talking stage at this point, right? And then they both get drunk, right? And then they're making lasagna, and this dumbass tries to reach into the oven and grab the lasagna with his bare hands, in which case she reasonably laughs in his fucking face because you're a chud. Why would you try to reach into a scalding hot oven? Anyway, and then he proceeds to just slap the fuck out of her. He just slaps her and is like,
why are you making fun of me? This is my neurosurgeon hand. Do you know how important my neurosurgeon hand is?
And then from that moment on, it's just subtle things of abuse that end up happening to the point where there's this whole scene that I kept seeing where it's like, oh my god, the magnet scene, the magnet scene, the magnet scene. So let's go back to when she said she f***ed a homeless guy. So basically, right, they end up going to the same school, and then she figures out, I don't even remember, Lily ends up figuring out that Atlas is homeless, been thugging it out in some random abandoned house, and starts inviting him over, you know, for food, clothing, shit like that, right? And then they end up having fun. Then he ends up dipping, I believe. I don't remember what happened. He ends up eventually leaving. For what reason? I don't even remember. I read this like 2 years ago. Okay, leave me alone. But at some point during that time, Atlas gave her a magnet. Looked it up and I was wrong. So what ended up happening, right, was that Raya was already suspicious that Atlas was the homeless man that they had been talking about on the rooftop. And I guess when he saw the magnet on the fridge, it confirmed what he had already suspected, which was that Atlas was the homeless man. Ends up finding the thing that he wrote his number on and gets filled with absolute rage. And then he proceeds to push her down a flight of fucking stairs. He looks up, she's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Has a concussion. And then he's like,
oh my god, babe, you fell down the stairs.
more time goes by. She doesn't break up with him, and then he ends up raping her, and she gets pregnant. And then she keeps the baby. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that all victims of assault, when they get pregnant, don't keep their baby. But with Colleen Hoover specifically, she has this really bad habit of putting women in the worst possible situation to get pregnant and then get them getting pregnant. Like, the worst mental state. They will be going through the depths. They'll be going through it. And then Colleen Hoover's like, you want to know what would be great for their lives right now? If they got
pregnant.
If she got pregnant, that would save her. No one. Please stop doing this. This is so odd. This is so strange. If it was one book, it'd be like, whatever. But I remember multiple books of her doing this. What book am I thinking about? It was one book specifically where it was like she wrote a horror book. And then, like, the lady ended up getting pregnant because he wanted babies. And she ended up basically being batshit and abusing her kids. Because she's like, I want attention averted from my husband, you know? And so she was, like, abusive. Why? And if it was, like, one book, once again, 17-year-olds got pregnant. Step-siblings got pregnant. But another thing, another rant completely outside of Colleen Hoover, is BookTok led me to believe that I do not like dark romances. I do like dark romances. I just don't like dark romances that aren't consensual. Haunting Adeline. Oh my god, who said that? Haunting Adeline is stupid. The writing is stupid. The characters are stupid. The first scene they have was when he assaulted her with a gun. Up in the there. Up in the cooter, up in the clam.
Will you clam up?
What? And then as he keeps, literally essaying her, she's like eventually grows to like it. And the defense of people in this book is, well, she eventually liked it, guys. Guys, she eventually liked it. Stop, you are under spells. You are under spells, people.
You are under spells, people.
After that, I completely got deterred from dark romances altogether. I was like, no, you guys are weird. I'm not exploring. And then I discovered Lights Out. Lights Out. I loved Lights Out. Lights Out was so fun. My boyfriend doesn't even like reading regular books. He likes reading manga and stuff like that. He doesn't even like reading books like that. And he enjoyed it, And honestly, it was so fun. It was so silly. Can you... Lights Out follows a girl named Ava and Josh. I think Ava sounds right. Ava works as a nurse, and Josh is I don't know. He's like, he does some undercover technical shit when he gets paid for doing it, because it's technically not legal. He gets paid an obnoxious amount of money because it's not legal. And basically what ends up happening is Josh ends up becoming obsessed with Ava. Ava has a mask kink and ends up texting her booty call about it. Like, yo, you want to put a mask on for me real quick? And then he ends up showing it to his homeboy, and the homeboy being Josh. And it just so happens that the masked guy that Ava sent to the homeboy was Josh, because Josh likes to go on Mask Talk and film thirst traps. And so he's like, let me pull up, like, wait a minute, low-key, Ava kind of fine, and Ava kind of fine shit. And my homeboy Ben moved on, so I'm gonna see if I can tap that. And he respectfully stalks her. Now, I do not condone stalking, but she liked it.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And the things about it specifically is he broke into her house. Keep listening. Stay with me. He broke into her house, placed some cameras, put like the mask on the bed, right? And then he's like watching her on the camera when he comes home. And She's like, oh my God, I should be scared. You know, I should be terrified. But like, I know Dada, okay? She ends up proceeding to just go ham on herself, just DJing away.
Oh my God, what is that?
At any point in their interactions, he literally told her, like, if you do not want this, tell me no. Tell me to stop. I will literally never talk to you again. I will literally leave you alone. And at no point does she say no. She's just kind of like, oh my God, stop breaking into my house. And I liked Lights Out. Lights Out was funny. Lights Out was silly. I would highly recommend it if you're trying to get into dark romance genre that is consensual, that they both agreed on, that is okay. It still has dark themes, but they are consensual dark themes. But no, Book Talk Sucks. There are so many books on Book Talk that are just overall so mid. The Twisted series, it gave Wattpad level. If you are a AO3/Wattpad reader and you're trying to get into physical books, I recommend ACOTAR and the Twisted series and Shatter Me, all for different reasons that I will not be going into because this is my first video and I don't want to yap for too long and I'm getting a little bit nervous, so we're gonna wrap it up. The thing I want to address before I wrap this up is I have no problem, I know I just talk shit, but I genuinely have no problem with The Last of Us itself. It's the way they market The Last of Us as a cutesy little romance. And it's not a cutesy little romance. It has serious dark topics in it, and they don't display it as such. Bye! Like, subscribe if you want more.